Washington, this is VOA News. North Korea might be going on the U.S. terror sponsor list. Israel launches airstrike on Gaza. I'm Ray Kugel reporting from Washington. President Obama says the United States is reviewing whether or not to put North Korea back onto its list of state sponsors of terrorism in the wake of a cyber attack on Sony Pictures. U.S. officials blame that attack on North Korea. Speaking on CNN's State of the Nation, Mr. Obama said he did not consider the hack an act of war, but a very costly and very expensive example of cyber vandalism. North Korea denies it was responsible for hacking Sony Pictures' computer network. The hackers warn there would be a bitter fate for anyone attending a public showing of the movie The Interview, a film in which the CIA hires two journalists to kill North Korean leader Kim Jong Un. Sony canceled the movie's release scheduled for December 25th. Tunisians cast their ballots Sunday in the second and final round of a landmark presidential vote. Results are expected later this week. Lisa Bryant reports.
The frontrunner is 88-year-old Beji Caid Essebsi, who led the first round of presidential voting in November. Mr. Essebsi heads the anti-Islamist Nida Tunis party. The party is a loose coalition of trade unionists, businessmen, and former members of the pre-revolutionary government. Mr. Essebsi is running against Tunisia's current president, 75-year-old Monsef Marzouki, a human rights activist who went into exile under the Ben Ali regime. Mr. Marzouki vowed to respect basic rights and to ensure the country's democratic transition and revolution would continue. Lisa Bryant for VOA News, Paris.
This is VOA News. President Obama says he'll do everything he can to close the U.S. military prison at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. In an interview on CNN, President Obama said the prison continues to inspire jihadists and extremists around the world, and that the United States is spending millions of dollars for each inmate housed there. Mr. Obama said the prison at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, runs contrary to the values of the United States. Over the weekend, the U.S. Defense Department announced it sent home 4 Afghan detainees who were being held there. President Obama condemned the shooting of 2 New York City police officers at point-blank range in broad daylight Saturday as they were sitting in their car. President Obama, now on vacation in Hawaii, said that 2 brave men won't be going home to their loved ones, and there is no justification for that. The 2 police officers, Wenjian Liu and Rafael Ramos, were sitting in their police car in Brooklyn's Bedford-Stuyvesant area when 28-year-old Ishmael Brinsley walked up to them and opened fire at point-blank range. Brinsley ran into a subway station where he killed himself. Brinsley was black. The officers are Asian and Hispanic. Here's New York City Police Chief Bill Bratton.
They were quite simply assassinated, targeted for their uniform and for the responsibility they embraced to keep the people of this city safe.
The shooting comes at a time of increased tension in New York and around the U.S. following decisions by grand juries not to indict white police officers for the killings of unarmed black men. Tensions are heating up again on the Israeli border with the Hamas-ruled Gaza Strip. Robert Berger has more.
Israel says its first airstrike on Gaza since the 50-day war months ago is a warning to the militant group Hamas after Palestinians fired a rocket across the border. The rocket did not cause any injuries or damage, and it may have been fired by a renegade group. But Israeli Defense Minister Moshe Ya'alon says Hamas rules Gaza and is responsible. Ya'alon warned Hamas firing even one rocket at Israel will not be tolerated. Hamas is defiant, even though it took a severe beating during the 7-week war. Robert Berger for VOA News, Jerusalem.
It was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Hello Wedding Bells for Elton John Sunday. The 67-year-old rock legend married his longtime partner David Furnish near London 9 years to the day since the two entered into a civil union. John and Furnish married in a posh wedding ceremony at their estate in Windsor with a guest list that included major celebrities. Elton John said he is very proud of Britain, where same-sex marriage is now legal almost everywhere. I'm Ray Kugel in Washington.
That's the latest world news from VOA.